Bonjour, everybody. Hi, this is Neshi Lokotz. Welcome to Star Nation's Communications from Home. And it's Tuesday night, December 5th. December 5th. Can you believe that? I say that every week practically, right? But it's so true because the time just flies by so darn quickly. We're having a little difficulty. I am technologically this evening. We're doing some audio issues, and so I have both my guests with me. And one is they're actually both by phone, but we have video with Julie Hedges, and Minnie Kansman is also with us. And these two ladies are the authors of two books that Star Nations Publishing published in 2017. Julie's book was published in February, and Minnie's was published in May. Mother's Day, I think it was, wasn't it? Oh, Julie, we can hear you typing. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a fun show. All right, I'm going to bring these ladies on, and we'll figure out how we do this. It's going to be fun because you know what? We're going to make it happen. It's Mercury retrograde, so we're going to accept all of the blessings of Mercury retrograde, right?
That's right.
That's right. So we got Minnie Kansman. Can you hear us, Minnie?
I'm here. Yep, I can hear you well.
Yay! And Julie is dual. She's by video, but she's also by audio by phone. So
hello, everyone.
Oh, good. Now we're going to have to make sure that people can hear Julie. I'm going to put my phone as close to the speaker as possible here. And we'll see how that works. We might get a little feedback, it sounds like, from my phone, but we'll see how it goes. So welcome, everybody. If you could do us a favor, because we're going to be talking about these two authors and their brand new books from 2017. If you could do me a favor, if you could like the broadcast and also share it, because I say this every week too, is we get busy. We live really busy lives, and we mean to listen to a show or watch a show, and we get busy and we lose track of time. And so if you guys could share it, I would really appreciate it. If somebody could share it to the Star Nations Radio Network closed group, that would really be helpful. I would normally do that, but my phone is a little busy right now. My phone's on busy. So, hey, Judy Denfel. Judy's in the house. We'll see who else is here before we get started with chatting with these two ladies. Judy's with us. Yay, Judy. So if you'd like us to say hi to you, or you want to say hi to either Minnie or Julie, and you're in the chat room, just type in a comment, and so that way we know you're there. Yeah. So ladies, the authors of Star Nations, when I had thought about doing this show with both of you, because we have talked about your books in different interviews with just one-on-one, right? And when I decided that maybe we should have you both on, and when I was thinking about how to describe the show, and I thought, well, they're Star Nations authors, and I can't help it. I just got all kind of happy inside, because just saying it out loud, it's just kind of a happy feeling. How do you guys feel about being Star Nations authors? We're going to start with Julie.
With me. Oh, goodness. It has been such a joy. A very different kind of tarot journey. I didn't know that anything like this was going to happen for me. I was invited to do this. And it was you, Neshi, said, hey, do you want to write a book? Oh, my goodness, I never even thought about that. Do you want to write a book? Yes, I want to write a book. So it has been a dream come true. A beautiful, beautiful dream on paper.
Yay.
And a wonderful journey. And you've been so helpful all along the way with pointers and advice and just encouragement. So I thank you. I thank you and all of the Star Nations publishing folks and Star Nations readers and listeners. You've all made this possible, made my dream possible. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And, I have to say that I'm going to play with the pictures a little bit here because I want to bring Minnie down a little bit closer to the edge so I can get her name up there. Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to move the pictures around, and it won't bring Minnie down far enough. Oh, well, we'll try this. I want to get Minnie's name up there because with her being on, yeah, okay. Well, that's going to have to work. Because Minnie is with us by phone, and so we have one of my favorite bio pictures of you up. It's the one with the pink shawl, and yeah, and so it was I don't know. It's one of my favorite ones, and I know it was taken this past summer. So, same question to you, Minnie. How do you feel about being a author, a Star Nations author?
Well, I feel very honored to be one of, the first two. There's going to be many more, hundreds of more to come, but to be one of the first two is pretty exciting. And interesting, it was about this time last year, actually about the first of the year, I got the nudge from Spirit because I was looking for a publisher for my book. I had a book all ready to go, and I had been searching, about this time on the internet for and talked to different people, and you had just, got Julie's book out, or was just coming. When was hers?
February.
February. Okay, so it wasn't out yet. And so I wasn't even thinking of you, Neshi, yet. I mean, as a publishing company. I wasn't even there yet. But I was out walking the dog late at night, moonlight, I remember in January, and your name just popped up. Star Nations just popped up. Star Nations is going to publish your book. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's right in front of me. It's so easy. That's why all the others looked so hard, and it wasn't working, So when Spirit gives you that nudge and it's the right path, it's easy. So it has been, it was, and bam, we started after Julie's book, right?
Yep.
In February, March, and you had that baby out by May. So, it's pretty fast gestation period for birthing it out. And he did the great support of advertising on the internet and just the help with all the pieces that I didn't have to do this time that I did in self-publishing on my own last. I am so grateful because this process has been smooth and easy for me, and just a joy to work with my friends, with Sharon Rosenblum as editor, and with Neshi, holding my hand through this process so much easier. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I have to say, from our end, we had a learning curve, and you know how I feel about challenges. I love them, and and so it was. And we have a great team in Elm, and so doing the layout and doing all of the the covers and that kind of thing. They're family. They literally are family. They're my sister-in-law and my niece, and they're so much fun to work with, and creative. And we should let people know the names of your books. I'm going to bring your bio down, Minnie, and we're going to show the covers of the books. If I can get to them. This is the part about scrolling through pictures. And we're going to bring up Julie's first. We're going to give it a little bit of a solo here. And Julie's book, I'm going to bring down Minnie's name. Julie's book, The Tarot Journey, Volume 1. And yes, and this was our first child. The first one to come into being. And Julie's book is actually, she's been writing for our magazine, Star Nations magazine, since I think it was 2014, if I remember right.
Yes.
And so Dana and I were looking at a lot of the issues, and we were saying, especially about Julie's column, is that, there's such good information here. It'd be nice if we could bring it all into one place. And so the idea came about to do a book from all of Julie's articles, and that's exactly what we did. And that's how we got volume 1. And Julie, I'm going to bring you up a little bit here. Julie, that's not right. I was wondering how you felt about, I know that you didn't know at the time that your articles were going to become a book, right? But how did you feel about bringing all of that information about that ancient language that you use so well all into one place? I mean, that must have been, I don't know, a little bit of a surprise, I would think.
Most definitely a surprise. I do put my heart and my soul into the column, and all of my integrity goes into each of those articles, and I want to bring the best words and the best thoughts and ideas and messages forward. And then to be approached in the summertime about, hey, do you want to do this book?
Yeah.
And so you need to have your forward materials and your introduction and your preface and all of these things. And your deadline is in October. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Pulling these all together. It just made it more real. I'm not saying that having a monthly column is some frivolous thing, because I appreciate the opportunity to be part of that, and all of the deep, intense, rich material that is in the Star Nations magazine from all the contributing writers and all of their gifts and their arts. But to have my words really funneled into its own feature piece is just, I keep saying it's a dream come true, because that's the only thing that fits. It is a dream come true.
Yeah. And, it is all the way around, because really, and many can attest to this, is that back in 2010, I think it was, something like that, a bunch of, the sisters were on a call, and I had said something to them about jumping into the publishing world at some point. And that was back in 2010. And so it took a little while for me to do it, obviously, but, to be able to work with the caliber of you and Minnie in bringing your gifts and the way that you express spirit through your gifts has been a blessing all the way around, because you guys are fantastic to work with and fun. So it's, I'm going to bring Minnie's book cover up here. And Minnie, we got your book cover up. I'm going to give it a solo here. And first of all, I need to address something here in the chat room. Judy, I'm going to put your message up here. Judy is telling us that I'm finally back. Facebook is all fixed, and I can now watch you guys again. I've missed you so much. Well, we're glad you're back too, Judy.
Yeah, thanks for making it work.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes technology and all of that it's grand when it works. And not so grand when it doesn't. So we're so glad you're back with us, Judy. Now, Minnie, I've got your cover up, and Missing Nana, Lessons from the Nature Spirits. And I have to say that both these ladies, their books are completely different. Minnie's book is actually you meant for it to be for children, but it's really for everybody. And
Yep.
and the Tarot journey really is more of a this is how you do it. This is the path of the Tarot, right? And so publishing and promoting these two books, I have to take quite a different perspective for each of them whenever I promote. And Minnie, if you could share with our audience about Missing Nana and where did you get the muse? How did you know you were going to do this children's book and have it take on the look that it does? Because it's working with the artist and good friend of ours, or one of our sisters. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, I always knew I wanted to write a children's book about the fairies, the nature spirits, in the way that I experienced them. And I started writing probably 15 years ago, little snippets and pieces about how I might do that, different ideas. And then as Starnations, we started doing the spirit doula work with grief and dying, and then all of a sudden my mother's in that place of, I can see in the that she's headed that way, and so that's how, when the two really linked together, this desire to share about nature spirits, and then to experience in my own life how they were helping me with my grieving process. And then also seeing the layer that children aren't really shown or taught or shared how to grieve. Oftentimes they're hidden away and away from death, that people think that they can shield them from that pain, from that hurt.
Right.
And I wanted to write a book that embraced that. Yes, it hurts. Yes, you're sad. Yes, they're no longer here. But here's a way to perhaps deal or learn to live with that grief. And it's right outside your door in nature. And nature can help. So that's, really what the book is about, but how it came to be was the blending of those two and the way it happened in my own life, with spirit nudging me along.
Yeah. And the thing is that one of the essence of the spirit of your book really is through the words, yes, but the pictures that go along with the words, I think is, you can really, Christine really did a really good job on taking what was in your head.
Yes, it was quite a process.
And putting it on images.
I knew I didn't want just little sketches or illustrations. I love picture books myself. I love to get lost in a painting, and that there's a story in a picture as much as there are in words. So I knew it would be a page on one side that would be words, and the other side would be a picture. And there would be time to relish in the color and the image and the movement while the words are being read. So that's my vision, was, of an adult reading to a child and them getting lost in the picture while the words are coming through.
Yeah.
That was my vision.
Yeah.
But it has taken on the adults are loving this book. People are using it for grief work. My cousin Thanksgiving just said, Minnie, I need another copy of your book because I gave mine to my friend who just lost her 16-year-old daughter.
Oh.
And it helped her so much.
Really?
So it's gone beyond what I even imagined, and I'm loving that. That it's helping. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to bring the book cover down, and we're going to bring Julie back up into the show. There we go. There's the three of us now. One of the things I wanted to ask you both is, we're heading into we are at the holiday season. We're not heading into it. We're there. We're immersed into it. And I was wondering if you have a message for our audience about how your particular book can either be a great, gift to somebody, or if there is a message within the book about something about this time of year that you'd like to share. And I'd like to start with Julie with that.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say that the very first chapter of my book is the chapter called Following Yonder Star, and it features the star card of the tarot. The star card. And I talk about the astronomer priests who were the magi, who kept a keen watch on the night sky. And they were the ones who were the heralds of this great birth that we are experiencing, the birth of the Son. You might call him the S-O-N, the Son of God, or the S-U-N, the Son of God. We who are celebrating the mysteries may know it both ways. But the tarot does contain all of those pieces of spirituality and life. And so I would draw someone's attention to that if they are looking to further connect the tarot with our everyday experiences, our everyday world that merges the ancient with the modern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. And, I have to say, I think that there's two articles, or two December ones, the Yonder Star, and there was another one, I think, because what I noticed about using the tarot and how you've brought the information to us is that you actually teach us how to use the tarot, which is an ancient language, but you're using it today and how it can help us in our lives today, which is, I think, huge. Yeah. So thank you for that, Julie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Minnie, you kind of touched on it already a little bit.
Yeah.
But
for me, anyone that's grieving the death of anyone, even if it happened 10 years ago, this book will help. Also, anyone that's interested in the nature spirits and perhaps how they might show themselves to you. This is my version of how they show themselves to me, and you'll see it in the photographs as well as the words. But it's really about, and if you want to share with children about the afterlife in a very spiritual way, I think my book does a really good job of opening up that door to talk about what happens after we die.
Yeah.
And sometimes parents have a really hard time with that subject. And sometimes the pearly gates in heaven aren't enough, right, and they need a little more.
Right.
So that's where I would take my book, and it's a very healing book and a very loving book.
Yeah. And even because it's the Christmas season, the holiday season, many of us, we tend to miss those that are no longer with us, who walked on, recently, or even, years ago, because we miss their physical presence during those family gatherings, or maybe you used to do something special around this time of year, and so you have those traditions that person is no longer a part of, and so
exactly,
right, yeah. So, Julie, how's that now? Is that better?
Yes, better. Thank you.
Okay. I must have hit the volume button on my phone. Sorry about that. So the thing is that both books bring an element into the holiday season that we may not have considered. And I wanted to have our audience hear it directly from you, the authors, about that aspect of your books, because they're good all year long, right? But there's something special about this particular time of year that I think both books can really help with, in different ways. Hey, Jocelyn's in the house. Hello, Jocelyn. She says good evening to you both.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi, Jocelyn. Good evening. Glad you're here.
So, I always try to keep the show to a half hour, and we're coming up on that half hour. And I just wanted to also help people know where they can contact you if they want to talk directly to you about your book or to order the book from you, because you could send them a signed book if they choose. Also, I think what we're going to let people know that your book is available as an ebook and as a print book, a soft cover book. And you can get it at lulu.com. You can get it at barnesandnoble.com and also at amazon.com. And I will, after the show, I will put the links to those places for each of the ladies so you have a direct link directly to their book on any one of those three avenues, whichever one you want to take. So, ladies, do you have any parting words? And we'll start with Minnie this time. Any parting words with our audience?
Well, also I have some hardcover books here in my possession. If someone wants me to just mail one out to them signed, I can do that if they purchase it off my website, which is minniekansman.com.
Okay.
So that's an easy way, and I will see those directly and leave me whatever message you'd like me to sign it with.
That's a good one, because if they're giving it as a gift, they might have the person's name that they would like you to address it to. So that's perfect.
Right, and sometimes they forget that piece in the process, but I'll write them back and ask if they do.
Okay, all right. And Julie?
Yes, ma'am. My parting words. I also have some soft copies that I can sign and send out. And for anyone ordering a copy between now and the end of the year, you will also get a Tarot Journey Journal. I will include a free gift, a nice Tarot Journey Journal. It's 80 ruled sheets, and it's a nice, I don't know if you can hear that, it's a nice hardback journal, Tarot Journey Journal. So you can start your tarot journey with the book, and then you can write your notes and your experiences in the Tarot Journey Journal now through the end of the year. So please email me at thetarotjourney@gmail.com for your signed copy and your signed gift copy.
Yay! What a nice surprise! What a nice surprise! Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, ladies, that after the show, if you wouldn't mind going into the recorded show in the comment section, if you could put that information about the signed copies and your website or your email addresses for them. And I will add the links for the ebooks and the print copies if they just want to purchase a book, just the print. So, and I'll get those direct links in the comment section for our audience. And, I also have to let you guys know that these two ladies are also contributing writers for the magazine, right? And I'm working with Elm right now, and we are putting together the December issue, the final issue for 2017. And I just wanted you to see the November article that Minnie wrote for the Mystic Traveler. We'll give it a solo. That Mystic Traveler article was about the Soul Sisters, and we've been Soul Sisters for 8 years now.
Oh, at least.
At least.
It seems longer than that.
Yeah, it's a group of 6 of us, and we've been hanging out, Skyping, group calls for 8 years. And so Minnie chose to write about us as a family in her December issue article for a Mystic Traveler. If you have a special relationship of friends, you'll know what she's talking about. And I wanted to share this for Julie. Julie is also a poet.
Oh, which one?
Well, the one in the December issue, She Would Be, is the one that we did. And so I wanted to share that with everybody. This is the PDF, a picture of the PDF, I should say, a PNG, of the article, the Poet Wisdom section in the poem She Would Be by Julie Hedges. Many people don't know that you're a poet.
I am, yes.
Yeah. And so, somewhere down the line, I'm thinking maybe we'll be doing a book of poetry.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm grinning ear to ear.
And the other thing that we have in the mix for Minnie is she takes such beautiful photographs for the Mystic Traveler.
Oh, yes.
And so what we're going to do is we are going to put together a calendar, not for 2018, obviously, but we're going to work on it for 2019. We'll get that started and get it out there for people to see late in the year. Probably early fallish, I would imagine. But we're also working on a book with Ortrune Franklin. Ortrune, we're taking a lot of Ortrune's articles. We're going to be going through them because she's been with us since 2013 as a contributing writer. So we're taking a selection of all of her articles that she's written to date, and we're going to pick through them and choose the ones that we think that are the best ones. And I know it's going to be hard to choose. It's going to be hard to choose, but we also don't want it to be a 300-page book either. Well, I don't know. It wouldn't be so bad. Maybe a 1,000-page book would probably be more like it. So anyway, we're going to be working on those things for the publishing in 2019 that I know for sure that's at the top of the list. So
awesome.
Yeah. So we got stuff going on for 2018.
Wow.
Yeah. So ladies, I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your evening to be with us tonight to share about your wonderful books, Missing Nana and The Tarot Journey.
Well, thank you, Neshi.
And thank you so much for being so much fun to work with.
Oh, thank you for promoting our books in such a great way.
Oh, yes.
No, it's fun. It really is fun. It brings out that creative aspect, to pull together a promotional piece. So I enjoy it. Got a couple of videos that we have to pull together yet for the two of you too. So wait for that though. I know. I got to clear the decks a little bit before I can start working on those. All right. Well, so thank you so much again. And we will see you soon, both of you. And if you wouldn't mind hanging out in the green room for just a second. There. Wasn't that fun? To talk I'm talking to the audience, ladies. They are so much fun to hang out with, just to hang out, but to be able to work with them on their creative pieces is, it's not just a blessing, but it's really, how do I want to say this? I don't even know if there's a word that describes it, because what I find so much joy in is providing this platform for their voices to be heard, for their gifts to be seen and experienced, and for them to help as many people as they possibly can. And so with that, I hope that you enjoy their books, and we'll see you next week for Star Nations Communications from Home. And next week, my guest is I should know this. Hang on, I'm going to check. I should know this, but I've been doing so many different things. And I'll tell you in just a second. Is Meg Anetto. Meg Anetto is my guest next week. Talk about a fun person to be with. So join me with my guest, Meg Anetto, next week for Star Nations Communications from Home on December 12th. Okay. You guys have a good evening, and we'll see you next week. And I'm going to say Bama Mina, which is Potawatomi for until we see each other again. Good night, everybody.